Hello everybody, welcome to HDpiano. My name is Dan. In this lesson we'll learn how to play Life on Mars by the late, great David Bowie. We're going to take a look at verse part 1 in this video. It sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. After this, we have 5 other videos. Those are all at HDpiano.com if you're not there yet. And then, as always, I like to ask a question before we get going. David Bowie, such an iconic, memorable artist. I'd like to know what your favorite song from Bowie's catalog is. Comment below. Okay, so as I always do, I'm going to start by breaking this down to the very simple nature of chords. All right, that's the foundation here. So we'll start with this F chord, F in the left, C, F, A in the right. This is middle C. First chord is an F. Next we drop these Fs to E's. That gives us an A minor over E chord. From there the E's drop again. That gives us an A diminished over E flat. Followed by this big expanded D sus chord, D, G, A, D in the right, D in the left. And then that resolves down to a D7, D, F sharp, A, C in the right now. So those first 4 chords again are F. Move these Fs. A minor over E. Move these E's down. A diminished over E flat. Big D sus chord. And then D7. Okay, after that, we open up this G minor, G, B, D, G in the right, G in the left. Then B flat over F, F in the left, F, B flat, D in the right. We're going to come on down to a C7, C in the left, C, E, G, B flat. And then we eventually wind up on this F, F in the left, F, A in the right. So with just these chords, we have a lot of the context, okay, of the song. Listen. It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair. Right? So you can hear how the melody fits into just those chords. That's without me going, which is the actual accompaniment that the piano is playing in this song. Okay? So let's go over the chords once again in case you missed any of it. We start on F. A minor over E. A diminished over E flat. D sus to D7. G minor. B flat over F. C7. Land on F. Okay, so at this point I'll assume you know the chords, at least basically. I don't expect that you can play all over them, but that's what we're gonna learn now. We're gonna learn how to play all over those chords. So the first couple measures sound like this, slowly. All right, so let's look at what's happening here. All we're doing is descending, and then ascending, descending and then ascending through that F chord. Those are all the notes of the F chord. And we have this little melody up here. And guess what? We do the same thing on this A minor chord. And you guessed it, we do the same thing on this A diminished over E flat chord. So those first 3 measures, they all kind of work together. Here's the next measure. So that transition measure is fun. actually quite simple if we look at the chords. We're descending on this D sus that we played, and then we're ascending on this D7. We do eventually descend, but again, it's all within these chords, not reaching anywhere outside the chords in that measure. Okay? So the first 4 measures, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, let's look at the next 4 measures. And 2 and 3. Guess what? All these notes are in that G minor chord we learned. B flat, G, B flat and G, D. And 2 and 3, 4. After that, we set ourselves up on the B flat over F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're introducing a G to the chord here. And we land in this C7 position. So again, the first measure of this next set of 4 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's simple enough. We're just rolling up that C7 chord. 1 and 2, G in the left hand, and then ascend through the C7 chord. I'm using the sustain pedal, by the way. If you can hear the notes are still ringing, my hands aren't playing. That's the sustain pedal. You can find that practice tip on YouTube if you're wondering what it is. Okay, and then after the C7 chord, we stay on it, play a little different arrangement. And that's the final measure of this part 1 section. So let's rewind. Let's go back to the beginning, okay? Let's see if we can play this whole part 1, at least follow this whole part 1 really, really slowly. All right. See if you can get your hands into the right chord formations. That is first and foremost, okay? The chord formation. So let's do it. Here we go. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, so that was really slow, but it's going to be a good blueprint if you're still confused, you're still struggling. Go back, use that run through right there as your guide, okay? I didn't make any mistakes. I think I laid it out there nice and slow and steady for you. We're going to move on to a more medium tempo now, though, okay? Same thing, just a little bit quicker. 1 and 2 and ready from the top and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We can do 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, faster yet. 1 and 2 and ready and play and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 recorded tempo 124. 1 and 2 and ready and play. 1 and 2 and 2. Right. So that's it, guys. That's the verse part 1 to David Bowie's Life on Mars. And I like to reiterate this in these type of lessons. I mean, this song was recorded in 1971. They weren't pushing the loop button. So when David, or whomever played the piano, I'm guessing it was probably Bowie, they played the whole song. They recorded the whole song. There was no loop button, all right? And so when you come up to this section in the future, this verse section, it might sound a little different because he was going to change some of the things. He was working within these chords. He might play, instead of... He might play ready and... There's a lot of differences there between the actual recording and what I just played, but they sound so similar. Again, they're working within the same framework of the chords. All right, so that's really important to note here. If you're like struggling with this, if this seems like it's a little out of your league, just learn the chords and then sing along. It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair, but the wedding is young now, and the daddy is starting to go. Right? So you can hear how well that works, even with just the chords. I want you to remember that going forward. And again, 5 more videos, guys, so let's get after this. HDpiano.com is where we'll do the rest. And while I do have you on the line here, we should connect on social media. I got a lot of requests for this song on Twitter, and that's where we're taking requests. We're using the hashtag HDrequests. We are at HDpiano. Send us your ideas for lessons. We'd like to see them all. On Instagram, performance videos, we will repost. So maybe it's the intro to Life on Mars. Send us a clip of you playing it, and then we'll repost it for all our followers to see. On Facebook, a thumbs up, and on YouTube, click the subscribe button. We love staying in touch with you guys, and I would love to continue this lesson. I'm Dan, and I'll see you at HDpiano.com. That's the home of the hybrid piano lesson for part 2 to Life on Mars.